family and friends. Could you please turn off your mobile phones or put them onto silent so we don't have any interruptions during the service today? Thank you. Today we gather to mourn and to pay tribute to our dear friend Barbara June Scott, the fiery redhead from Burnie, Tasmania. My name is Jenny Broadley and I am honoured to be able to conduct this memorial service for Barb here today. I'm sure Barb would not want you to grieve or to have too much sadness now that she's no longer with us. We need to hold on to the joy that Barb brought to all of us. Today we will say goodbye to our friend. She has been a part of our lives for an incredible 94 years. Barbara's family live in Tasmania and sadly they are unable to be with us here today, but they've sent a lovely message. Barb, you are always in our thoughts. As we say goodbye, remembering all the good times we had together. Remembered always. Love from Lois and Bill, Harley and Richie, Warren, Pam and family. I'd like now to share a poem with you. It's called A Life Well Lived. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a bright and better place. It's filled with moments, sweet and sad, and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared, and laughter throughout the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure. During Barb's teenage years, she was an accomplished tennis and hockey player. She absolutely loved her sport, especially the shooting and the hunting. After marrying Bob Carr, Barb was gifted with two beautiful boys, Ralph and Brian. The marriage lasted for 12 years. Barb loved to dance, as the story goes, and this is how she met her beloved Dave, on the dance floor. Barb and Dave were married in 1982 in Bairnsdale, and after lots of travelling around Australia, they decided to make Bem River their forever home, and this is where they lived for more than 20 years. Barb found her happy place in Bem, being very involved in the community. Barb was an avid member of the Bem River Card Club, and rumour has it she was an excellent poker player. Barb and Dave went on to buy Alcoringa Lodge. I've been told Barb was the one that wore the pants in the running of the lodge. Apparently Barb said David was way too soft. On one occasion, Barb and Dave had a group of Victorian police force staying at the lodge. The police were having too much of a good time and disturbing the peace. The next morning, the police fronted up to Barb to apologise. But not good enough. Just like that, Barb kicked him out. On another occasion, Barb had a very aggressive guest staying at the lodge. Barb had to get the rifle out on that occasion. After this occasion, Dave crafted Barb a baseball bat made out of beautiful blackwood, and there it sat at their front door for many, many years to come. After the years progressed, Barb and Dave decided to move to Orbost, and they bought a home in Stanley Street where they spent many happy years. But eventually the house became too much for them and they moved into Croajingalong village. Dave had a fall, fractured his hip, and with Barb's battle with Parkinson, the decision was made the best thing to do was to go into low-level care at Lochiel House. Barb tried hard to maintain her independence while focusing on maintaining her autonomy and navigating life on her own terms, which at times the staff found very challenging because, as you can imagine, they'd never quite had a resident quite like Barb before. Eventually, Barb needed that extended care. She moved into Waratah Lodge. With Dave remaining at Lochiel House, which, as you can imagine, did not sit well with Barb at all. She was not happy with this arrangement. With much complaining from Barb, Dave was eventually convinced and he moved into Waratah Lodge. They shared a twin room, which meant Barb could fall asleep talking to her much-loved Dave every night. Barb lived at Waratah Lodge for more than 10 years. Over the past week, I've spoken to a lot of Barb's family and her friends, and I've listened to many, many Barb stories, but this is the one that I believe needs sharing here today. It's called Barb's Great Escape. Cunning Barb had been watching the staff press that big green button and worked out how she could exit the building. Early one morning, Barb asked one of the staff to make her a cup of coffee. So while they were busy, Barb made the escape. With that, panic set in and there was a missing resident. Both the police and the SES were called and a search party was put in place. She tried to hide behind the blackberry bushes, but Barb came out second best, covered in scratches from the blackberries. Barb eventually gave up when she knocked on someone's front door asking for a cup of tea. And of course, after that, the security changed to Waratah Lodge. One of Barb's passions in life and one of her most rewarding achievements in her life was being a member of the Victorian SES Orbost branch and was forthright in the protection of her community. Barb received her 30-year volunteer medal in 2018, and although age and Parkinson's robbed her being an active member, Barb still remained on the books as an associate member, but she still supported her members wherever she could. Thank you, SES Orbost, for being here today. Barb would be so proud of you members here today, all dressed in blue. We're now going to look at a collection of photos, a reflection of Barb, while we listen to one of Barb's favourite artists, John Williamson's. Now, feel free, anybody, if you can't see the TV screen here, if you'd like to stand or just move over, do what you like.
To hear your voice, to see you smile, to sit and talk to you a while, to be together the same old way, that would be our greatest wish today. To hear you laugh, to hear you cry, or just a chance to say goodbye, to say the things we didn't say, that would be our greatest wish today. But all we can do is throw a flower on the water, look for the sun through the rain, lay a little frangipani gentle on the water, remember how we loved you. To comb your hair, to lace your shoes, buy some flowers, let you choose, a phone call when you're away, just to see if you're okay. To hear your voice, to see you smile, to sit and talk to you a while, to be together the same old way, that would be our greatest wish today. But all we can do is throw a flower on the water, look for the sun through the rain, lay a little frangipani gentle on the water, remember how we loved you, remember how we loved you. All we can do is throw a flower on the water, look for the sun through the rain, lay a little frangipani gentle on the water, remember how we loved you, remember how we loved you. But all we can do is throw a flower, remember how we loved you, look for the sun through the rain, remember how we loved you. All we can do is throw a flower on the water, remember how we loved you, remember how we loved you.
Beautiful photos amongst all that, eh? That feisty redhead from Burnie, Tasmania. As I mentioned earlier, I've spoken to many of Barb's family and friends over this last week, and I've compiled a list of what made Barb her happiest and the things that made Barb unhappy. Barb loved life, family and the people in it. Oh, now I'll get teary. Barb loved a drive to Conran, prawns, a game of bingo, being a member of the SES, a game of poker, mango ice cream, a good barbecue and a cold beer, a good laugh, a cup of coffee, a cream cake, to read the newspaper every morning, the sun on her face, fishing, and most of all, her much-loved Dave. There's only one thing on Barb's dislike list, and that was living in aged care. Something else you may not know about our beautiful Barb. She'd been bitten twice by a tiger snake and survived. Now that's one tough lady. Now we're just going to sit and have reflection time while we listen to another one of Andre Rieu's song. And if you like, inside your order of service here, there's one of Barb's poems. So it's a Barb Scott original. So if you'd just like to read that while we listen to Andre Rieu. Thank you. beautiful. And with that, Barbie, it is time to say goodbye. But before we do, Barb's family have asked me to invite you all down to the SES building in Morsley Street to share with them a cuppa, one of Jim's nice homemade scones, and some more Barb stories. So Barbie, like I've said, we are going to miss you, dear. Thank you for all the love, laughter and lessons you have shared with us over the years. Before we finish up here today, I'd just like to share this with you all. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near. So loved, so missed, so very dear. Rest in peace, Barbara June. We're all going to miss you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the SES, can I ask that you go outside and form a guard of honour? And we'll just finish the last moment of the service. Thank you.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like the weeds, country roads, take me home.
Name on the outside. She's nervous. Relationship. No, I tried one. Yeah, but everybody just still enjoy it as much as it just makes it fun because then I then come in and I go, everybody wrap up whatever wasn't said. I don't don't break me up. Since I don't know as much. No, you can win with whoever. You put me on the top.
I did mention earlier, guys, that was another of Barb's favourites, John Denver. We had to play that often up in the sunroom. So, guys, thank you so much, everyone, for coming here today. I know Barb would have loved the crowd she got. And yeah, it was just lovely to see you all. So don't forget, come down to the SES for a cuppa and a scone and a chat, and thank you everyone for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, I might just add, this is Jenny's first service today. I think she needs a round of applause. She's done a brilliant and Barbara would have wanted anything else. So thank you.
Yes, get that up my chest.
She did everything perfectly.
She did. Well done.
Thank you for your attendance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.